Hey everybody, it's Dr. Newman, and I wanted to let you know that there's been some amendments made to the clinical time log that you guys are filling out every week for us. We've been asked to collect some additional information from you, such as the scheduled hours that you plan to be at a clinical site, the actual hours that you spend there, and whether or not you had a makeup assignment due for any time that you were not able to be in your clinical site, and then how many hours that makeup assignment was equal to. The first line that you should have for Nursing 425 is August the 18th from 1 to 3. I know a lot of the clinical time logs right now are reflecting the ACE orientation that occurred on Monday morning, but that actually was part of a requirement for another course that you're taking, and so our first time clock for Nursing 425 didn't actually start until August the 18th when we had our orientation from 1 to 3. We were actually there, you can see here in column C, we were actually there from 1 to 3, and that is worth 2 hours of seminar conference time. I'm going to work through a couple of examples so that you can see how this works, and I'll use my clinical group as the demonstration. So for my group on August the 19th, they were scheduled for Moorhead Simpkins orientation from 8:30 to 12:30. They were actually there from 8:30 to 12:30. For Moorhead Simpkins orientation, which is 4 hours. On August the 20th, we were at Moses Cone for orientation from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. We were actually there from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. and that was the Cone Health orientation. And that day we had conference from 8 to 10. We had patient care from 10 to 12:30, and then we had our final wrap-up from 1 to 3. So we actually ended up having 2.5 hours of direct patient care and 4 hours of seminar conference hours. You can see that we left 2 hours early, so we have 2 hours worth of makeup work to do. So yes, there's a makeup and assignment, and it was worth 2 hours. On August the 21st, you all will have your poverty simulation scheduled from 12 to 4. We were actually there from 12 to 4, and poverty simulation, and that was 4 hours. The next entry that someone in my clinical group might have had was August the 27th from 6:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. We were there from 6:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Unit 5 North at Cone. And that was a 12-hour clinical day, and Dr. Newman always has 2 hours of conference, 1 hour of lunch and learn, and 1 hour of post-conference. So if you're in my clinical group and you're at the hospital, you can automatically put in a 2 for orientation, seminar, conference hours, and then 10 hours of direct patient care. If you had a patient assignment, if you were the team leader or the med nurse, that's direct patient care for all 3 of those roles. If you went to the operating room for 2 hours and were in direct patient care the other time, then you had 8 hours of direct patient care and 2 hours of observation and 2 hours of seminar. We'll say that perhaps you, instead of going to the OR, you went to the emergency room to help with a code situation. So you were in there, you were doing CPR, you helped the ER nurse start an IV, she signed the form for you, and so you had 2 hours of professional precepted experience. Anytime that you have something recorded in this professional precepted experiences column, you need to have that preceptor vita form filled out. So I should be getting a significant number of those from you. I'll put an envelope outside my door, or you can give those to your clinical instructor. If you just had a routine clinical day with Dr. Newman and you were on the unit taking care of patients, then you did that for 10 hours. So there's no need to do any makeup assignments and no makeup hours. Now, we'll say that on September the 3rd, my schedule is for me to be at Cone Health from 6:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. And I am there at 6:30 a.m. And at 10:30, I get a call from my child's school that there's been a freak snowstorm in the middle of the autumn here, and that first week of September has led to a blizzard. So I had to leave clinical on 5 North and go pick up my child. And so since I started patient care at 6:30, I was actually there for 4 hours in direct patient care, but I wasn't part of the seminar or any other types of experiences. And so for that 12-hour day, I'll need to make up 8 hours. So yes, I did a makeup assignment here, and Dr. Newman gave me 8 hours worth of makeup work. You don't need to get into specifics about why you were only there for 4 hours. You just need to record that you were, how you actually spent your hours. If you have questions about what's a professional precepted experience or what's a professional observation experience, ask your clinical instructor, and then if you still have questions, you're always welcome to email me. I'm glad to talk with you or help you fill out the form in any way that I can to get you started. You can see at the bottom that it does keep up with your hours. This is information purposes for the School of Nursing only. You don't need to worry about, I have more hours than she does, or do I have enough hours, or do I have too many hours. You'll start counting your own clinical hours in Nursing 440, but for right now the School of Nursing is just collecting information. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. All right, have a good rest of the semester.